First of which is going to be a Patreon film, which is recommended by our Patreon member, Hunter Nikolai. We bought a zoo.
We bought a zoo?
We bought a zoo. Jackson, would you like to tell people about how you bought a zoo?
Yeah, I actually am the actor that they were portraying in this movie. This is based off a real story. This is actually me 5 years ago when I was getting real adventurous with my my tuition funds. So basically, this is a single dad. The wife died. I can't remember exactly how she died. Something to do with like her dying on the way to give birth, I think, maybe.
She had like cancer or something, I think.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
That's so her. Anyways, she dies. Father is distraught. He's still living in a broken home. His younger son hates him, and he's like delinquent with school and stuff. So he decides to be adventurous and spend his money on moving out to a new area, and he ends up finding a zoo to purchase. His daughter convinces him, and he buys a zoo, which happens to be like a whole business and everything. And then he dedicates a lot of his time towards getting this zoo back up to spec, for the inspectors to pass it. He's like rekindling his relationship with his children, as well as, like starting new ones with the people that work for the zoo. And there's something else I was thinking of saying that I completely forgot. Anyways, the ending of the movie, the zoo passes inspection and everybody claps and they make a shit ton of money. The end.
The end. Now, what's funny about this movie is that I've seen it before, and I recalled it being a comedy starring Kevin James, when in fact it's actually a drama starring Matt Damon.
Yeah, I definitely had a very similar expectation going into it. Is this some sort of weird Mandela effect we've been sucked into, Tanner?
the We Bought a Zoo Mandela effect?
Yeah, because I definitely remember it being just like some funny actor like Kevin James as well.
Yeah. Did it come out around the same time as Bedtime Stories with Kevin James, and that's why we're mixing him up?
Maybe?
Let me fact check that real quick.
But yeah, going into this, I was absolutely expecting it to be some comedy where it's like, Matt Damon is a single dad, and he's down on his luck, but he buys a zoo, and he finds out that the current residents here are not monkeying around. This summer, just that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's a fucking Hallmark movie.
Nico's constantly throughout the entirety of the movie just going, man, I expected so much more wacky animal hijinks.
Yeah.
Basically, all the wacky animal hijinks we got in this movie was his kid going into the garage and unleashing a box of exotic snakes, which they, of course, just, like, solved the issue of in, like, 10 seconds of screen time. And never talked about again.
Yeah, like, they even have, like, a monkey at one point. He, like, slaps his forehead and shit, and it's like, okay, the monkey's gonna be doing some wacky stuff, but it doesn't. It never shows up again.
It was wearing a uniform at the end, huh?
It was. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That was wacky.
Have you guys noticed how much Matt Damon looks like Mark Wahlberg?
No, I haven't noticed that.
I was noticing that all movie.
Yeah, you kept looking back at the cast list, being like, are you sure this isn't Mark Wahlberg? Are you positive?
When I was first looking at the cast list, I thought it was Leonardo DiCaprio.
You do not know what Leonardo DiCaprio looks like.
I do. I love Leonardo DiCaprio. He's like one of my favorite actors.
But, okay.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
He doesn't look like Matt Damon is the thing, Jackson.
Alas, in my brain at that moment, he did.
Would this movie have been better with Leonardo DiCaprio?
I don't think an actor change would have really saved the fact that they're writing this movie is painfully generic.
Yeah, that's like the biggest thing about this movie. It is the most bog standard average film imaginable of this genre.
Yeah.
Like, it's really difficult to, like, really find anything to say about it because it's just so fucking mediocre.
Yeah, it's pretty disappointing. It's like a family drama, and they gave it, like, a quirky plot setup, and then barely do anything quirky.
Yeah. Like, the moment the movie starts up, and, like, he's got his family in his car where it's, like, a little girl and an angsty teenage boy, you know 100% what you're going to be expecting from the entire sort of film, It's like, the son and the dad have a fractured relationship because the son's angsty because his mom died, but he's artsy, and that art is probably going to come into play later. Don't you worry. Mm-hmm. There's a little girl, she basically does nothing throughout the entire film. She just says, "We bought a zoo," and that's it.
Mm-hmm. She says it twice, in fact.
She does say it twice. They put that in all the trailers.
My favorite character was the brother just constantly telling the main character to not do it and stop and give up and just save the money.
Yeah. I will say, one thing about this movie really surprised Jackson and I.
What was it?
At one point in the film, we meet Scarlett Johansson. She's in this film. And she walks up to Matt Damon and she talks about how, like, I'm 28 years old and I still live with my mom. And Jackson and I were like, bullshit, you're 28. Scarlett Johansson, fuck you. Who do you think you're fooling? And at some point, Jackson looks it up. Because, right, she's way older than that. What the fuck are you talking about? He pulls up her IMDb to find out what her age is in this film. And she was 26 when this movie was made.
Interesting.
That was
Ridiculous.
downright baffling information for us.
Maybe Scarlett Johansson is just one of those people who turned old fast, but is going to age really slowly now.
Yeah, maybe.
Currently 38. I've got a shot, dude.
Yeah.
She has Denmark citizen. Okay, I'm going to stop looking up.
Thank you. Yeah, outside of that, though, there isn't really a ton to say about this movie.
Yeah, no. In fact, there's so little to say. I'm going to give it a D+.
There you go.
Tanner, you fucking took the words right out of my mouth. I also gave it a D+. It's hard to say this movie is, like, below average because of how painfully average it is, but I'm literally knocking it down points because it just does absolutely nothing. And I know that it's based off a true story, but there could have been...
Is it?
Yeah, they had, like, did you miss the ending card where they, like, have a little spiel about how it's based off a true story? Yeah, it's just so fucking boring. And the daughter, I hate every time she talks. It's just rough. It's just a really rough watch.
I definitely didn't hate the daughter. That I felt like she was sufficiently adorable. That's all she was there for. She basically did nothing else throughout the entire film. But I struggled to make it go as low as you guys did because, again, this is just like a really average movie. So I want to put in, like, you know, pretty much like right down the middle. However, this movie is also fucking 2.5 hours long. It does not justify that length whatsoever.
I thought, wait. I thought it was only 2 hours long.
Jackson, verify it. How long is this movie?
Yeah, let me look it up real quick.
Hold on. Yeah, 2 hours, 4 minutes.
Regardless, it does not deserve to be 2 hours long.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's too long.
So I'm going to give it a C-.
And then Dylan gave it an A?
While we were watching this movie, it's actually like Dylan 100% fucking loves this movie.
How could he not?
Yeah,
love it?
we could tell right away.
That landed at a C.
A bit higher than I would have liked, but so be it.
And that A really pulls it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.